Pakistan's continued association with terror networks remains a major concern for global security, with repeated incidents highlighting the urgent need for accountability. As countries call for stronger action against states that shelter terrorism, India and the United States are stepping up coordination to counter these threats. From firm diplomatic messaging to deeper intelligence cooperation, both nations are reinforcing a shared resolve to combat terrorism. Take a look.
Pakistan's long-standing links to terror groups have repeatedly come under international scrutiny, with several outfits operating from its soil accused of carrying out attacks beyond its borders. Despite global calls for action, these networks continue to pose a serious threat to regional and international security. In this backdrop, India and the United States have significantly deepened their strategic partnership, expanding cooperation across defense, technology, trade, and global security, with counter-terrorism emerging as a key pillar. On the international stage, New Delhi and Washington are finding increasing alignment on major geopolitical challenges, from maintaining stability in the Indo-Pacific to strengthening coordinated responses against terrorism. This shared approach was evident at the exhibition, The Human Cost of Terrorism, organized by the Embassy of India, where US Congressman Brad Sherman strongly criticized Pakistan, describing it as a hub of terrorism and calling for firm action against groups such as Lashkar-e-Taiba. Echoing this sentiment, Sherman stressed the need for sustained global pressure on states that back terror networks, warning that incidents like the Pahalgam attack and past attacks such as the 2008 Mumbai attacks serve as stark reminders of the devastating human cost of inaction.
We have to fight the outrageous terrorist organizations which on April 22nd in your country killed people on the basis of their religion in Kashmir. Not to mention what happened in Mumbai many years ago. Our intelligence services need to work together, and we need to demand that those countries that shelter terrorists, including, unfortunately, Pakistan, clamp down on these organizations when they realize the human cost, which is illustrated in this exhibit here, where we see the individual lives that have been snuffed out by terrorist action.
The growing convergence between India and the United States on counter-terrorism is no longer limited to statements. It is translating into deeper coordination on intelligence sharing, security frameworks, and joint strategic planning.
The India-US relationship is extremely important economically, strategically, but also we have a kinship with terrorist attacks that have happened on our land, within our countries, and we really need to pull together as allies on that and support each other, and if at all possible, try to stop those attacks.
Leaders at the event emphasized that terrorism remains a shared global threat, one that has impacted multiple nations across continents. The repeated targeting of civilians has created a common understanding of the urgency needed to counter extremist networks. They highlighted that partnerships today are not just about economic or strategic interest, but also about building a united front against terrorism focused on prevention, preparedness, and swift response.
I'm here in particular because I really believe that we need to be united in education and resolve against terrorism, and there's so much that we share in terms of our democracy and how we come together in both economics but also in terms of values, and I think it is really important for us to stand united. I love the fact that the Embassy of India has really organize this. It's about remembrance, it's about accountability, and it's about collective action. And I think that we all have to step forward in collective action to combat terrorism everywhere across the world.
Taken together, these remarks reflect growing global impatience with regions and systems that allow terror networks to operate with impunity. The message is becoming increasingly clear. Counter-terrorism efforts cannot succeed unless there is accountability for those who enable, finance, or shelter such groups.